Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Robert here at the Rowan Public Library. Today, I'm going to tell you a story of the three little pigs and the crocodile. Now, once upon a time, in the land of fairy tales, there lived three little pigs, and they lived in a brick house next to a river. And every day, they liked to go down to that river, and they would get into that mud, and they would just waddle around, and they would sing their favorite song, "Mud, mud, glorious mud, nothing quite like it for soothing the blood. So follow me down to the hollow, and there let us wallow in glorious mud." Well, the piggies got up one day, but it was raining. And it rained for days and days and nights and nights. And finally, one day, the sun came out. And the piggies, very excitedly, waddled down to the river to go waddle in the mud. But when they got there was no mud. See, this thing called erosion had happened. And the mud had been taken from one side of the river to the other side of the river. And the littlest piggy said, "Oh, we're going to have to swim to the other side of the river." And the second little piggy said, "Well, what about that crocodile that lives in the river?" And the third little piggy said, "Well, we'll just have to build ourselves some boats." And so that's what they did. Now, the first little piggy, he went into a field and collected a bunch of straw because he said, "Straw floats." And the second little piggy, he went into the woods and he collected a bunch of sticks because he said, "Sticks float." And the third little piggy, he was the smart one. He went to the little piggy library and studied up about books and found out that the key to a boat, you had to displace more water than the weight of the boat. So he went to a scrap metal place and got a bunch of metal. So they got back down there next to the river and they started putting their boats together. Now, watching all of this was the old crocodile who was just swimming back and forth in the water. Now, the first little piggy, he made a nice little raft and attached a sail to it. And the second little piggy made a dinghy and carved out an oar so he could go like this across the river. And the third little piggy, he welded all that metal together and attached a motor to the back. Well, the first little piggy got into the water and the wind caught the raft and he started floating across the water when that old crocodile eyes popped out of the water and he said, little piggy, won't you come in for a swim?" And the little piggy said, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." So along came the crocodile as quietly as can be, and he snapped one time and broke that raft up, and he snapped another time and broke that raft up some more, and then he had that little piggy for a salad. Well, the second little piggy was on the bank and he said, "That shan't happen to me." So he got in on his little dinghy and started rowing across, just like this. And that old alligator eyes popped out of the water and his head came up and he said, little piggy, won't you come in for a swim?" And that little piggy said, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." So along came the crocodile as quietly as can be. And he snapped one time, and he snapped two times, and broke up that little dinghy and had that piggy for a main course. And the third little piggy was sitting on the bank, and he said, "That won't happen to me." So he got in his motorboat, and he pulled that motor, and he started going across that river. And that old crocodile's eyes came up, and he stopped that little boat and he said, little piggy, won't you come in for a swim?" And that little piggy said, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." And that old crocodile came along as quietly as can be, and he took a big snap and broke off some teeth. And he tried it again. He took another snap, boom, and it broke off some more teeth. And then he just sunk down in the water, and he went down the river, never to be seen again. So that little piggy continued across the water. He banked his boat in that mud, and he got out, and he just waddled in that mud, and he sang his favorite song, "Mud, mud, glorious mud, nothing quite like it for soothing the blood. So follow me down to the hollow, and there let us wallow in glorious mud." Now, watching all of these events take place, nearby were the 3 billy goats gruff who were standing on the bridge. And the littlest little goat said, "Well, I wonder why they didn't take the bridge like we did." And the second one said, "Good idea, good question." And the third one went, "Beats me." And they trip, trap, off the bridge over into a nice green meadow where they feasted on sugary flowers. Snip, snap, snap. The story of the 3 little pigs and the crocodile is all turned out. Bye-bye.